What's up, Marty? Welcome back to the podcast. Good to see you again, my friend. Last time I saw you, you were 29. Now you're 30. How does it feel? Do you feel older?
No, I still feel like a fucking little kid.
Like a little kid, bro? You feel like a little kid? I don't think so. I
Yeah,
don't think so.
my mind feels like I'm young as fuck, bro. I feel like I'm just running around playing and not really working, just, living my life.
Yeah, but in a adult type of way because running around playing, you know, it's not the
Yeah, but
same.
my mentality is still like to have fun.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like having fun.
Yeah,
Do you?
that's a good broke mentality.
You're right, man. I spent way too much money in Miami.
Hey, nah,
Ugh.
nah. See, no, that you can't feel bad about. It's your birthday, and you wanted to have fun. You planned it out. That you can't be mad about. Like I get it though, because when I went over to Miami, I spent a lot of money too, but I spent the money that I knew I was gonna spend. But still, it was a lot of money, and I was like, "Fuck!" Like I came back to LA, and I'm like, "Damn, I just spent a shitload of money."
Miami will do that to you, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, very easy. Money flies out there. But I mean, LA too, any major city.
Yeah,
You
New
know what it
York
is?
too. Ooh, New York
It's
is
when you're
expensive.
in that vacation mentality, when you're in the mentality of being a tourist and just getting to know the place, you spend a lot of
Yeah,
money.
true. Exactly. You just want to have fun, and therefore you pay for it.
Yep. But how was it, man?
But
How was Miami?
it was great, man. Just windy. It was windy as shit, first of all.
Really?
But it was
That's
a
good.
warm
That's
wind.
good.
Yeah. And it was nice, man. Super
It was
fucking
hot.
cool. It was just a beach life.
Hot as
Yeah, it was
balls.
pretty hot.
Very humid.
It didn't rain though, like at
Really?
all.
Yeah,
It was
when I
just
was there,
really
it didn't rain at
cloudy.
all. It rained like once in 2 weeks.
Uh, yeah.
It's weird,
Yeah,
right? In
fucking
Florida, it usually rains a lot all the time.
all the time, especially in the afternoon.
Did it make you want to move back there?
Only if I lived right in front of the beach like that. Because I stayed at a place that was right in front of the beach,
Hmm.
and that was like amazing because it wasn't hot at all and it wasn't cold at all. You know,
Yeah, you're
because
getting
if I
that
feel
beach
like
breeze.
if I had a hotel that was right in front of the beach in the West Coast, I'd probably have to put a jacket on afterwards.
Yes, I mean, regardless if you're not at the beach or you are. I mean, the beach gets even colder here in the West Coast, but
Hmm.
at night, that's kind of one of the things that I love about LA, though. It doesn't matter how hot it is during the day. It could be the summertime, 100 degrees. At nighttime, it gets down to 70, 72, 73. It's perfect. In Florida,
Hmm.
bro, it's hot as balls at 10 p.m. You're outside. If you're doing something outside, whether you're at like a bar that's outdoors or at a party or something, you're fucking sweating, bro. Like I have
Yeah.
sweat stains underneath my armpits. You could see like the glistening skin of sweat. All the girls' hairs is like super frizzy. They're all like, "Fuck, it's so sticky here." There's mosquitoes everywhere. You hear that? It is.
My whole forehead gets all wet because of
Yep.
all the sweat. My skin is like super moist.
Oh yeah,
It's
you get
amazing.
that little bit of like ass crack sweat. You know what I mean?
Oh
That's
yeah,
just
no, my
super
back
annoying.
already sweats a lot. In Florida, it's definitely a fucking waterfall
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
terrible. That's the thing that sucks about Florida. Like people that go to Florida to vacation, that they stay there a couple days and it's not during the summertime, they don't realize how hot it can get during the summertime where you can't even enjoy the beach and doing outdoor activities until either early in the morning or late in the afternoon because it's so freaking hot.
Yeah. Plus it rains, then you can't do
Yeah.
shit,
Yeah.
and then at least once a year there's hurricanes, and then you really can't do shit.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah, I've
growing up out there, we've been through a lot of hurricanes, and hurricanes aren't that bad compared to. I mean, I've been through a.
I've lost power because of hurricanes
Yeah, I've
before.
lost power for 2 weeks because of hurricanes, but
That's not fun at all, dude.
no, it's not fun. But you make the best out of it. Like I remember those experiences, and I'm like, damn, I had a good ass time as a little kid. Like the first couple days you spent cleaning the house and putting things back together because of the strong winds and the rain and all that stuff. And then after
Hmm.
that, as a kid, you're just fucking playing sports and dicking around with your friends all day.
Yeah.
It was amazing. And then at nighttime, you would get candles and you'd play Monopoly, Scrabble, whatever the hell. Bro, it was awesome. All the neighbors would get together and stuff because people just kind of have like cookouts and help one another. I loved it. And for
You
some
think it's still
reason,
like that? Because I mean, you're describing times when you were a little kid.
I mean, it was a different mentality, bro. You know, like as a little kid, I didn't have to worry about bills. I didn't have to worry about certain things. So I could only
Right.
imagine what my parents were going through. Like, fuck, like I'm not working right now. I have to keep
Exactly.
paying my bill. So it's different. You know what I mean? Like, of course, I
Yeah,
wouldn't want
that's
to
what
go
I'm
through it.
saying. Nowadays, nowadays,
No,
exactly. It
of
would
course, I
be
wouldn't
fucking
want to go through it.
devastating.
But
Yeah.
looking back at it, like I see the positives in it, or not the positives. Like I see the bright side in it. You know, like it was fun for
Yeah.
what it was, you know,
I
from
I
my
remember it
perspective.
being fun too, because I had a camcorder and I was like actually filming the whole process. I actually have all this shit on tape still. I gotta
Really?
recover it before it's gone.
Yes,
Yeah.
you do.
Um. Yeah, bro. I had a fucking blast during hurricane seasons, but I'm
Yeah.
sure my mom and my dad definitely went through it. You
Oh
know.
yeah, for sure. And like I remember being in school and then there would still be hurricanes in September and October and then we would have to take off for a week or two. That shit was awesome. I used to love it. And for some reason, after the hurricane, because Florida in the summertime is always hot as fuck. But then right after a hurricane, for some reason, it always cools down. Like I remember after Hurricane Wilma, that was like the worst one where we didn't have power for 2 weeks. After Hurricane Wilma hit, it was like 90 degrees before. After it hit, it was like solid 75, like low 70s every day. It was amazing, amazing. Good times,
I don't
man.
remember all that much,
I definitely.
but
What do you think of when talking about, you know, Florida as cuz people have a weird perspective from Florida when you're not from Florida. It's either you think of a lot of crazy things happen in Florida. You always hear Florida man does this or whatever the case, but you always hear that, you know, Miami's lit as hell and then there's Orlando that has Disney and that's really it. But what do you think it means or what does it mean to you to be a Florida boy and be kind of having that title? Are you proud of that, or do you kind of like I don't give a fuck?
yeah, no, I definitely am proud of like being from there or like actually living most of my life there. I think Florida breeds so many different people, such a fucking mix. Way more than like I would say any other state. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of attractions in
Yeah,
Florida. So all people of all fucking types go to Florida to, for certain attractions. If it's not the beach, like being Disney or, any theme park or,
but I mean
just
that's
a
kind of
bunch
thinking
of
it,
stuff.
looking at it from a tourist perspective. You're you being a Florida boy, being raised in Florida, you have more perspective from the outside looking out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
would you rather
Well,
have grown up somewhere else, like New York or California,
no,
maybe in a
bro.
different
I'm
country?
so happy that I got to grow up in Florida. Like majority of my time was spent outside. Like I feel bad for the kids that are in like fucking Canada, or like these states that you can't even get out of the house.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, for real.
fuck.
Snow? Oof.
Growing up, it was like literally summer all year long.
Right.
So I spent so much time outside. And then once I really got into like video making, then I like really became an indoor person because I was editing most of the time. But I mean, other than that, like you could do shit all year long.
Yeah.
And that just makes you meet people, and meeting people makes you pretty much who you are, because
A
you
lot of
just you
socializing
hang.
in Florida.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Like bars are a big thing in Florida. That's where
Or
most
even
people
what you're
get
saying though,
together.
like, you know, as a kid, because there's no snow and there's no cold weather, it's nice all the time. You know, growing up, I would always go to the park and play basketball or soccer or football with random people, and I would make new friends that way, you know? And then
Any
you would
time
have
of the
those
year.
buddies. Yeah, any time of the year,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah,
I love
exactly.
that I grew up in Florida. I wear that shit on my like fucking sleeve, you know what I mean? I
Good for you,
absolutely
man.
love it. I love the culture that we have cuz I feel like especially growing up the way that we did cuz we came from a less fortunate background, so we grew up in the hoods of Florida. I feel like that shit just kind of makes you, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
being bullied when you're young, it it kind of like I became a bully. You know what I mean? When I was young, I would get bullied because when I first came to this country, I wouldn't speak English. I would only know Portuguese, so I would get bullied all the time by American kids. You know, it's part of being little kids. Little kids just have that natural predator type of like human behavior. You know what I mean? They're not as
Mm.
contained as adults are. So I would be bullied as a little kid, and then eventually I moved to the hood in Florida because I first moved out to Boston for a year, and I feel like being bullied helped me grow that thick skin where you be. I'm not saying that I like bullied kids to the point where like I punched them or physically bullied them, but it's like you crack on people. If you're not the butt of the joke, you got to make somebody else the butt of the joke, or else you will be the butt of the joke. You know what I mean? So I feel like
Oh yeah, I had
Florida,
to learn that the hard way.
exactly. Florida kind of gives you that, especially growing up with your boys in the streets and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
So
true.
I love that shit, bro. I love our culture that we have out there, like locals, people from Florida, how we our mindset, you know what I mean? Where it's a very mixed feeling as far as like even though there's a lot of people that grow up poor and you would consider them, let's say, liberals as far as if you were to put a label as far as Democratic or Republican. However, the Florida mindset in general is more conservative, even if you're less fortunate. Because even if you're broke in Florida and you're, let's say, you're a Democrat, you still fucking want guns. You're in Florida, you know what I mean? Like everybody got guns. You want to have a gun too. You know, like you're not against that type of stuff. And that's not really traditionally a liberal thought. So I like I don't know. I just love our state and I love the melting pot that it brings and the culture that it's created. Even getting lost some places in Miami where people don't even fucking speak English. They greet you in Spanish. You walk in places, they're like, "Hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿Qué quieres?" It's like they start asking you, "What do you want?" And you're like, let me get this and that. It's just part of our culture, bro. I love that. I love it.
Yeah, a lot of Spanish people, a lot of Haitians, a lot of
Yeah.
Jamaicans, a lot of
I love that. I
Brazilians, a lot of
love
Puerto
that I grew up
Ricans.
with mad Haitians, mad Jamaicans, mad Caribbeans. I know that I love a little bit of fucking patois, a little bit of Creole, like
Caribbeans is a nationality.
well, people from the Caribbeans. It's not a
Oh,
nationality. I think there is a country that is called the Caribbean, if I'm not mistaken. But I think when people say the Caribbean, they're talking
Pirates of the
about.
Caribbean.
All right, Marty, you totally lost me now.
No, I get it, bro. So many different cultures in Florida, and that's part of the reason why it's so special. Like, so you can learn from so many different cultures, and that
Yeah.
can just contribute to your life. You know,
Yeah, it's crazy.
it definitely could.
There's a lot of money in Florida too. You know what I mean?
Especially now, there's a lot of money moving to Florida. When I
Yeah,
was
but
in Miami this past weekend, or on my birthday, like I saw so many license plates from New York, bro.
oh
So
yeah,
many.
but that's New Yorkers have always loved Florida because it's exactly what we were saying before. It's so fucking cold up in those states. You don't want to go outside. So when it
Mhm.
starts snowing, what happens? They're known as snowbirds. You know what I mean? We literally call them
Mhm.
snow. I remember I was talking to
They fly
somebody that
south.
wasn't from Florida, and I was like, "Damn, all these snowbirds on the road." And she was like, "What are snowbirds?" And I'm like, "Oh, people that come from up north, whether it's from New
She was
York."
actually looking for snowbirds
She
on
was
the
lost.
road.
She was like, "What the
What
fuck are you talking
birds?
about?" But you know, there's a lot of Canadian license plates. There's a lot of New Yorkers
Oh yeah,
from
actually, I saw a
Connecticut.
lot of Ontario.
Yeah, yeah, 100%, bro. Snowbirds.
Hmm. Man, what about Canada, dude? Like, still, like, shit is still on lockdown over
They're
there,
still in
bro.
lockdown right now?
Yeah, like skate parks, gyms, all that. None
Oh
of it is
man.
working, bro. Restaurants.
Thank God
I
LA
know this
is really
YouTuber.
opening back up. Cause I don't know
Yeah,
how I would feel if it was still locked down.
right. It would be miserable. I thought it was becoming that, honestly.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean for the
glad things are
longest.
opening up.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And I enjoy going to places without a mask. If I'm at an establishment, I will literally walk in without a mask. And if they ask me to put one on, so be it. I'll put it on. But if you don't ask me, it's like, why should I just? It became like such a norm where people are just outside walking with a mask or driving with a mask. I'm like, yo, I don't want to. I don't want to make that normal. I don't want to normalize that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have mixed feelings about it, man. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to think, bro. Like, cause it's two different mentalities right now with people. It's like either the people that are really cautious and the people that just don't give a fuck, you know?
Right. Well,
But
I mean,
I've been noticing that a
here's
lot
my
of people
thing,
are not giving a fuck.
bro. It's like, what do you mean by not giving a fuck? You know what I mean? Like, not giving a
Like they're
fuck.
still out and about.
Well, but what I'm saying is like, not giving a fuck nowadays after the pandemic has a whole other meaning to not giving a fuck before. You know what I mean? Because before,
Hmm.
when you say, "Oh, he's not giving a fuck," that means you're drinking from people's cups. You're not being cautious at all. Like, even though, like, I quote unquote, like you said, don't give a fuck. Like, I won't wear my mask. Like, I'll shake people's hands. I'm also not stupid. I'm not putting my hand in my fucking face after I touch people or if I go to the gym. You know what I mean? I'm being more cautious about these things. So, people that don't give a fuck, sure, that there are those people that literally don't care and will treat it as if it's a joke. But I feel like when you say, "Oh, people that don't give a fuck or just don't care," they care, but they're just not going to the level that other people are. Like, I'm gonna wear a mask in my car. I think that's stupid. I'm
A
sorry if
double
you're a
mask.
person that's wearing a mask in the car, but that is very stupid. Who are
Bro,
you
don't
like?
say that, man.
Who are you protecting yourself from? Yourself? If there's
Yeah, I
nobody else
know,
in the
but
car with
still,
you?
like,
I mean, if you're an
people
Uber
have all the
driver, that's
right to
different.
be careful.
Yeah, I'm okay. If let me explain that better. If you're an Uber driver and you know that's your job, you're getting random people in your car, that's totally different. Wear a fucking mask. That's a job. But if you're in your car by yourself wearing a mask, I think that's stupid. I'm sorry. No, fuck that. I'm not sorry. I think that's stupid.
Wow. Let's quote that, guys. Clip that right
And
there.
oh shit. I did that before on accident, you know, like I'll go to the supermarket, have a mask on, walk in my car, and forget that I have a mask on. I'll do that, but I will not consciously wear a mask in my car if I'm in my car by myself. I'm not an Uber driver, so if you're coming in the car with me, just know ain't nobody wearing. You can wear a mask if you want. I'm not wearing a fucking mask.
Good for
That's
you,
the
man.
Florida boy in me. I don't take no shit from nobody.
I love it when you scream.
Yeah, I just saw all the red clipping, so it is what it is. You're welcome.
You tend to do that pretty frequently, huh? Good thing you have a limiter on your audio recorder that you use for skits.
Yeah,
Because if
but
not,
even still though, like you can hear the rumbling sound because even with the limiter's not stopping that extremely high volume, you know what I mean? It's just making sure it doesn't clip, but it'll start
yeah.
rumbling and you'll start losing the quality of the sound.
Oh, yeah.
Man, being honest with myself
Oh shit,
And
are you about to get real right now?
I'm about to get real. I'm about to switch the whole lane right
Like
now.
how real are we talking?
Pretty real, honestly. To be quite
Oh,
honest, in the past 2 weeks or so, I've been depressed. 100%. Like depression. Like not feeling good. My self confidence is low. My energy is just not there. I've been in
damn.
a slump. And I feel like with people, I recently saw an NBA player. I don't know if you know who he is, DeMar DeRozan. He plays for San Antonio. He talks a
Oh
lot
yeah,
about
yeah,
depression. You have no idea who the fuck he is.
yeah.
He talks a lot about depression. He's like, yo, just because I make a lot of money doesn't mean that I don't struggle with depression. And that's kind of like, because
Right.
people could look from the outside looking in to my life. Let's say they're judging me off social media. They're like, this kid lives a good life. But that doesn't mean that people go with their own personal shit. And I always used to compare my traumatic experiences, quote unquote, to other people's traumatic experiences. Like I've had like, not to get like super fucking personal here, but I haven't been sexually abused. Have been like involved in like I it wasn't I don't know what to call it honestly as like a little kid, you know what I mean? But like I've seen things as a little kid where it's like it fucks up your mind as a child. As far as like you're not meant to see this as a little kid, you know what I mean? So I don't compare that because I didn't go through it, but I saw things that I wasn't supposed to see. I don't compare that to what people actually physically go through. You know what I mean? Like, so that's why I've never considered what I went through as trauma. But trauma has different levels. You know what I mean? And just because you weren't per se physically touched or you didn't go through a physical experience, whether you were beaten or whatever, yo, look at you. I can't. I can't. I can't. Not with you. I can't. I cannot. With you, I cannot. I cannot. I end it
Yo,
right
hold
there.
on. Hold on though. Like damn, bro. All right, let's talk about this. Do you need to see a therapist?
I've been seeing a therapist.
Oh, you have.
Yeah.
Oh shit, this is real.
Yeah.
This is real, real.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just things you go through in life, you know?
Right, but like, why do you think though? Is it because you like you lack a mission, like, or you just aren't satisfied with what you've done so far? Like, what's triggering that?
A lot of things. It's a mixture of things. Like that too, but past experiences, like things that you go through again as a child that
But you think something that happened in your childhood, like that led to you being depressed now out of all these times?
I mean, bro, the thing is like depression is I think just like a sad state of mind. I don't know. I honestly don't know what it is because I've never really been through it, but I've recently been through it. So
Right. Fuck. I'm sorry. I don't know how to deal with this.
I imagine you. I imagine like, oh fuck, that kind of made me think of a skit. Like you walk in and like somebody died and you're like, "Oh fuck, like how did it happen?" And the person starts explaining it and you can't help it. You start laughing. And it's like their brother or their dad or some shit. They're like, "Why are you laughing? Like he died."
Yo, it's funny because hold on, fuck, dog is like wanting some care right now. Um, it's funny because I used to do that like whenever I prayed in church or like with the group from church. Bruh, it came to a point I couldn't control myself in the middle of a prayer, bro. I would just like start cracking the fuck up, and like people around me would start like laughing too. Like we just look at each other and just like start cracking up, bro. Like we
That's
get in
the
trouble
worst.
afterwards.
That's the worst. Being
the
a little
person,
kid
the
in
per,
school and like your teacher tells you to be quiet and you look over at your friend, you just so happen to make eye contact.
yeah, and then you start crackling, bro. Just oh my god, that happens so many times.
I
It's
remember
fucking hilarious.
when I was in 7th grade. No, 6th grade. There's this kid that he was reading a passage. Big ass fucking kid. And he was always like trying to be like one of the tough kids, so it was just funny. He was reading this passage in English class. The sentence started off, "When I was a little girl." He said that shit. And I had our friend Alex. He was in that
Hmm.
class. We looked at each
Yeah.
other, bro, dying, dying. That shit was hilarious. The teacher, we got in so much trouble. The teacher would tell us to stop laughing. It's when you get the bug and you can't help it, you literally try your hardest to stop laughing, but you can't because that's all you could think about. It's the fucking worst.
Yeah.
I always
You ever
laugh at
pulled
in
any?
awkward situations, honestly.
Oh fuck yeah, bro! It's hilarious to me.
I've gotten I've gotten called out in my relationships before where we're literally having an argument and I just start laughing. But that's just the way that I cope with things. And
You
then
start laughing.
they're like they get super offended at that point. They're like, "Are you fucking laughing at my face right now?" You
Yeah,
know what I
like you're
mean?
not taking this
Yeah,
serious.
and it's like, "No, I'm so sorry." It's like that's not what I mean.
Yo, sometimes the laughing bug just gets me, bro, and there's no way of holding back. Like right now. I'm sorry, bro. I didn't mean to laugh at your situation. I was just laughing because my mind, like when you were saying certain things, my mind just went to places. Like I was gonna respond to you saying like, "Damn, bitch, be a man,"
Nah, it's okay, bro.
but you
If
know,
you find me dead in a couple weeks, you'll know why.
yo, don't say that, bro. I'll feel
I'm
so
just
fucking
kidding.
guilty.
Just kidding. I would never do that. I never. That's one thing though. Like as far as like being, that's why I was talking to the therapist, and the therapist kind of labeled it as a depression. To me, depression is like a you.
So
I
now
just
you're going around telling people you have depression.
no, not at all. This is the first time that I've actually like said it
Oh, oh shit, exclusive.
exclusive. But I don't really consider it depression per se. I don't know. Maybe it's like a new thing. Maybe I just feel like I'm going through something right now. You know what I mean?
Mm, yeah,
And
damn.
yeah.
But can you give me a glimpse on like what's like an indicator on what's kind of triggering that the most?
I just went through some shit recently, and then before that I started digging into my past and certain experiences that I've had in my past, especially as a little kid, that when you have certain experiences, your brain does a very good job at
Mm.
making you forget. And I didn't remember it. And then I spoke to certain people that was there, and they kind of reminded me of everything. And then it kind of just started opening up my mind again to it. And I was like, oh, fuck. Like, yeah, that really did happen. So,
Wow.
yeah, just like I said,
But do you feel like it's healthy going back and thinking about those stuff, even though it's the past and you can't change it?
yes. I don't know. That's a hard question to ask. I'm doing it For two reasons. One, because there's just certain things in my life that I feel like I've always put to the side, and certain relationships that I need to um get to the bottom of certain things and rekindle certain relationships before it's too late and it can never happen, and then I'll live in regret for the rest of my life. You know?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
for that's one of the reasons. Another reason is I've gotten deeper into acting. Like I've literally been watching a lot of shit on acting. I've bought some books, and acting is, I mean, I'm not going method at all, but just acting in general, like a lot of times just involves you in like just knowing yourself as a person, you know what I mean? And I don't feel like I know myself. I feel like a lot of times I'm just concentrated looking forward. And there's nothing wrong with looking forward, but sometimes you got to deal with some shit in the past so that you can
Yeah.
become a better version of yourself or know why you act a certain way. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I mean, because knowing you, like I've noticed, and you've even said it before, how you just kind of suppress emotions. And if you suppress these emotions and you want to be an actor, like you can't really suppress that shit. You gotta indulge in it.
Right.
So it's good that you're going, and thinking of childhood traumas even to kind of trigger that whenever the time calls.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. So it's, I like I said, I guess depression's a heavy word to use, but I've been definitely going through like a funk for like two,
Mm,
3 weeks. You know what I mean?
right.
But I'm
Yeah,
slowly getting back into it.
I feel you. Yeah. I mean, having a schedule for me right now is helping me so much,
Yes,
like
and
by staying focused.
having a routine is one of the most important things to me, and just being mentally fit. A routine helps me a lot. And as much as I've been trying, I have my routines. I haven't been able to keep my routines. I've literally
And that's
been,
probably why you've been in a funk
well,
because you're
yeah,
a
for sure.
routine guy.
For sure. And like it just, it's layers, you know what I mean? It's not just one thing. Like when you ask like, "Oh, what's causing that?" It's not one thing. It's like this brick on top of this brick on top of this one and that one and that one, and it keeps building, and then the pressure becomes so much that it's almost like you fucking crumble, and then you got to build yourself back up, you know what I mean? I've never really been, everybody goes through funks in their lives, like, life is a fucking roller coaster, bro. Like sometimes
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you've been through it where you fucking have $1 in your
Fuck
bank
yeah.
account and you're fucking depressed as fuck. You're like, what the fuck am I going to do? You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
this, I've never been through this type of thing before in my life where it's like,
Not finance related.
it's not finance related. It's not like really my career, like
So it's relationship based.
yeah, yeah, basically relationship and just like my character and who I am like as a person, and like figuring that out, and like certain things that, like, why do I do certain things based off,
Why are you such a dick?
I'm okay with being a dick.
I know, but like you want to dive into that. Like, why are you such a dick?
No, that's
You
fine.
want to
I'm
like
okay with being a
know
dick.
what the root cause is so you can tap into that emotion and be more of a dick when the time calls.
Be a bigger dick. Everybody
Yeah, be
likes
a
big
bigger
dicks.
dick. Yeah, it calls for it sometimes, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, you like big dicks?
No, not me.
Well, you said it
I'm
calls
not
for
talking
it
about me
sometimes.
here. Yeah, I didn't say I call for it.
Well,
Fuck
you said
that.
it calls for it
I'm
sometimes.
straight, dude. I'm
I don't know
I'm
about that.
heterosexual. All right.
Mm, all right. Did you hear about
Whatever you were
Helen Ellen's show getting canceled now?
getting canceled. I thought she was ending it.
Or yeah, she's ending it, not getting canceled. She's ending that shit.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of predicted that. Didn't everybody? predict that that was
Yeah,
gonna end?
yeah. But I mean, it's still gonna tape for another year, so it's gonna end in 2022.
We'll bring it up then.
It's still a long fucking time. It's like, yeah, I'm ending my show in a year and a half from now. Oh fuck.
I'm just like, bitch, you were not
That's
ending your show.
she's about to profit a shitload because it's a year and a half, so she's about to profit a lot. But the thing is too is like she's gonna move on. I could so see her doing YouTube and doing the same shit that she's been doing on that show for network, except for YouTube, and taking all the
Mm,
fucking money for herself.
yeah, I've been seeing a lot of traditional celebrities hopping over to YouTube.
I'm telling you, I could so see Ellen doing YouTube.
Yeah, I could, bro. I could, and it's crazy because I feel like YouTube is still not as big as it could be. It could be in like massive, bro. Like where it
Well,
completely replaces cable television and like
I
anything
mean,
else.
bro, what the fuck is cable television nowadays?
I mean, not even like I'm talking about even like premium channels sometimes, like Netflix, HBO. Like it could be
I
more
don't know about
watched
that.
than
I mean,
those.
I
Yeah,
mean,
bro,
more
because it's
more watch.
free.
That's different. That's different. But as far as
But
the
it's free and like people can access it,
yeah,
easily.
yeah, 100%. But I mean, it's free to a certain extent. You have to have internet, and you have to have a way to access these videos. So it's free to an extent. But
Right.
regardless, though,
But I mean, who doesn't have access to the internet nowadays? A lot of people do all over the world.
right, right, right. But I mean, I'm just saying it's not necessarily free.
Right.
You know, and Netflix is what, like fucking $8, $9, $10. That's not even that
Yeah,
expensive.
it's a lot. I know,
Ten
but it is.
dollars?
Bro. It is expensive for other people around the world, bro.
I
Not just
get it.
us.
I get it, but it's not expensive. Like $120 a year for bro, for cable you're paying $60 a month or some shit like that.
I get it, but YouTube is free. So what do you think people are gonna go to?
Yeah, but it's different type of the quality of the content is different and the types of content is
But
different.
bro, they're in the same category now because now if I'm about to go watch television, I have to decide: am I gonna watch something from a premium channel like Netflix or HBO, or am I just gonna go on the YouTube app and watch videos
Right?
there?
Right? No,
So they are
100%.
getting like they are competing.
I mean, yeah, they're competing for your time, but I feel like it's hard.
But that's, bro, the attention is everything.
Right,
If
right,
there's
right.
more attention on YouTube, then it's a more successful business model and a more
But
successful
I don't think
company.
somebody that has well, everybody kind of has YouTube, but somebody that predominantly or that likes watching YouTube is going to stop getting Netflix because they have access to YouTube. You know what I mean? That has never
It
been a thing.
depends on what if you're cutting down your bills and you're like, fuck, should I, cut down Netflix? Nah, fuck that. I'm gonna cut down Netflix and
Well, like I
check out
said,
YouTube.
it's 10 $11 a month. If you get to that point, then I mean, you're going through a struggle. I get it. I respect it. It is what it is. But for the average individual, they can afford Netflix, you know?
I guess, but I'm just saying it could be bigger than Netflix because there's more access
I
from
think it's
people. Like
different.
people of all ages can hop on YouTube. Kids nowadays, all they want to do is YouTube,
Yeah, but
or
kids
all
could
they want to
hop on
do is watch
Netflix and
YouTube.
there's like a Netflix for kids specifically.
Yeah, there is, but I feel like people are more attached to YouTube.
I don't know. I think it's different, man. I think YouTube is more
I mean,
of
I
a
guess
social.
everybody, because you're more of like, let me watch a show on Netflix or a documentary or whatever.
I
And
watch more YouTube than Netflix by far. Like
all right
probably
then. So
5
like
times more.
that's helping my argument. Like there's more attention going towards YouTube than these freaking uh streaming services.
Yeah, but that's me. I'm not saying that that's not helping your
But
argument
I'm
because there's
saying
more
that's
people
like
that aren't like that.
but I think the majority of the focus is going, especially during a pandemic, bro, because like these shows take forever to fucking turn around. You know, YouTube people fucking do YouTube. You could turn it around in a day. You know, so
Well,
there's
yeah,
fresh
there's
content all the
unlimited
time.
creators. There's literally millions of
Exactly.
minutes being
So there's
uploaded
so much
every minute.
content. Yeah, so much content for you to
No, for
consume.
sure, but I just think it's different. Like I said, because of the
Yeah,
quality, it's totally different. People,
yeah. Quality subjective though.
I mean, sure, but what I mean is like a legit sure there are TV shows and what do you call it? Um internet series on YouTube, but in general, when you see something on Netflix, you know that it has a certain threshold of quality. On YouTube, there's anything
Right.
could be uploaded.
Yeah, it's premium content. I get it. I get that part. But that doesn't mean that that's what people really want. I
Well,
mean, it
yeah.
depends on the person.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like you
But
said, it's free.
people
So,
aren't
of
looking to
course,
like, let me watch this because the quality is great. People are looking to like watch something because they connect with it on a like deeper level than that.
but
You
I
know?
also think that it's different in the sense of like YouTube is more of a social platform than a streaming service, you know what I mean? Because you can comment on things and people can go on that those comments and it becomes a whole community. There's no Netflix community. There's no like, oh my god, like there might be a fan club to a certain show on Netflix, but it's not like there's a community of people that just fucking like commenting, and there is no comments and stuff like that on Netflix in general. So
That's why it's so special because it has that as well.
I'm not
Like, bro,
saying
it sucks that the Joe Rogan show is not on YouTube anymore because people can't comment, on Spotify.
yes, yeah, I don't even go on Spotify, so I don't know.
Exactly. And when it
But I
was on
still listen
YouTube
to his
before, like you
clips.
would, sure, sure, the ones that he chooses to put out,
Right.
but still, like that was part of like the whole entertainment of the Joe Rogan podcast. It was the comment section.
Yeah.
Like that was such a good piece of entertainment right there, and that's
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah. 100%.
So it is different, and I feel like the experience of commenting and all that, sharing in it, and liking it, and I don't know. I really think that my point of this whole conversation is that I think YouTube is still gonna be fucking massive, way more than what it is right now.
Well, I mean, yeah, especially with these traditional celebrities crossing over into
Yeah,
it.
there's gonna be more attention
Mhm.
towards it.
No, I agree, but I still think it's going to be what it is. You know what I mean? Like even YouTube has its own premium service where you can watch
Sure.
like legit YouTube shows that are high production
Yeah.
value, you know? So
Right.
I
I
just think
never
it's
really got
different.
into any of them,
Me
but
neither.
I'm in it more for like the content creators that are creating shit
Right.
independently.
Right.
You
No,
know.
same. Did you see
But
that Amazon is attempting to buy MGM?
no, the casino.
No.
What's MGM, like the studio?
Yeah.
So does that come with a lot of movies?
Yeah, for fuck yeah. MGM Studios, bro, comes with a shitload of movies, rights to all those movies. And literally I forgot how much if I'm not mistaken, I'm actually going to look it up right now cuz I don't want to just give a random number.
Wow, that must be a lot of money. That must be billions.
Yes, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was 2 nope, I was going to say 2 billion, nearly 9 billion. Near's deal to
Wow,
buy MGM Studios for nearly 9 billion.
that's a good chunk of change right there.
Ooh, boy. Yo, Amazon is
Hoo, hoo, hoo.
they're coming in to compete against all these massive fucking streaming services like Hulu and Netflix and HBO.
Bro, who the fuck else is competing with YouTube though?
It's
Like,
like I
what's another
said though, it's
platform?
totally different. YouTube, there is
That's what I'm
no
saying. Who is competing with YouTube?
the closest thing would be Vimeo, which is nowhere near YouTube.
Yeah. Plus, it's not free anymore. I don't think to upload
Really?
on there. I think so. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
there's
I think there's
YouTube
a
has no
payment plan.
competitor. YouTube is the king when it comes to that,
Yeah.
you know?
Mhm.
Maybe
Yeah.
another competitor to that would be Facebook because Facebook you can share and comment and shit like that, but it's nowhere near the level of YouTube.
No, not at all. Who's more valuable?
YouTube or Facebook?
Yeah,
I personally would say YouTube.
Google. Well, because
Google
it's
owns
Google,
YouTube.
right?
Yeah, but I mean, if we're
Yeah.
just gonna say the independent platforms of YouTube or Facebook, I would say YouTube. Let's see
Yeah.
who's worth more.
Between who?
How much is YouTube worth? Let's see, this was in they made a valuation in 2006. That was a long time ago.
How much is
Yes.
Google Earth? I mean, fuck. How much is Google worth?
um, there's no exact
The market cap for
number.
Alphabet is 1.59 trillion.
1.59 trillion.
Yeah, but that's Google. Of course, Google's worth that much. Their
That's
biggest
what
search engine.
They're bigger than Facebook.
Yeah, of course. Fucking Google. I think Google's the biggest
How
thing.
much is Facebook worth?
The market cap for Facebook is 920 billion.
Yeah.
Damn.
Google's
What?
1.5
920 billion.
trillion.
Ask the same thing for
That's
YouTube
less
because
than a
I'm getting
trillion.
I'm getting a certain number here that I want to see if it matches.
What? For what?
Ask
YouTube?
YouTube how much is YouTube worth?
How much is YouTube worth?
I found this on the web.
120 billion.
Yeah, I see 170 billion. But damn,
Oh yeah,
Facebook's worth
170. Sorry.
Facebook's 920 billion. Is that what it said?
Mm-hmm.
Holy fuck. But that's the thing
Big
though. Are
motherfucker.
they just talking about literally the Facebook platform or are they talking about Facebook with Instagram and all the other
Yeah,
acquisitions
with
it has?
Instagram included. Yeah.
Oh,
Everything
nah, yeah,
in their
that's
assets.
nah, that's not what I'm trying to figure out though.
Yeah, but Google has the money to fund YouTube. So Google is bigger regardless.
Well, yeah, for sure, but I'm just literally trying to figure out which one is bigger as far as net worth. Facebook
I'd
independently
say YouTube.
or YouTube. That's what I think. I think it's YouTube as well.
Yeah, because you have to count Instagram as part of the Facebook package. That's a big part of their entertainers per se, or like whatever.
That's their strongest
entertainment. Exactly. So you have to, and that's what makes YouTube more powerful because they have Google behind them, which is worth more money, more than Facebook.
Yeah, and Facebook also owned WhatsApp. That's huge internationally, especially.
Yeah, that is
Like here in the
huge.
United States, we don't use that shit at all. But in Brazil and South America and Europe, that's all they use.
Oh yeah. Hey man, I think that is all the time we have for today's podcast. I think it hit the time limit here.
Oh wow. Yeah, it did.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry that you're going through a funk right now, and I hope you do feel better. And if you need anything, man, just call me, okay? I won't laugh about it anymore. I just needed to get that out of my system because I don't know how to cope with it, Trying to be a good friend here, and I'm learning as I go.
Fuck you.
Can I do anything to help the situation? Is there anything I can do to make you feel like I shouldn't go fuck myself? All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit that like button. And if you're watching this or listening actually on Spotify or Apple, uh, leave us a review. Follow us. Do your thing. Thank you guys so much. See you next week.